So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Planets Through Ascendant series of the week. And today we're going to be covering Moon in the ninth house for Virgo Ascendant people. And what happens when Moon is sitting in the ninth house in the sign of Taurus, while it rules the 11th house with the sign of Cancer, and it also co-rules the sign of Taurus with Venus. Because in Vedic Astrology, Moon has been given the Mool Trikon placement, meaning its own home placement in the sign of Taurus after 10 degrees. So we're going to discuss this. And as always, if you do not know if you have this particular moon, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, all the other astrological details, for that check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, consultations, and link to my academy, Maga Vedic Astrology Academy, where I teach you everything related to exactly what I'm talking about. So let's get started with this placement. So this position is actually an extremely beautiful position. Extremely beautiful position to be obsessed. To be a bit ludicrous about God, about divinity, about wanting to know that true essence of who we are as individual. This is also the placement where a person finds the most inspiration, the most hopefulness, the most optimism, and creativity. The creative mind flourishes here, especially when a person travels. When you go on a pilgrimage, when you travel, creative ideas starts wheeling inside you. So even let's say you are an IT person or you're engineer, mechanical, biomechanical engineer, and you travel, suddenly you'll get an idea about something that you have been working on, that you're testing, and you're repeatedly doing testing and nothing is working out. Suddenly something hits. Then you're like, well, how come I'm not trying this? That's the solution, I think. And, that usually is to be the case. And also, this is a very powerful dhan yoga also, where a person is tend to get wealth either through the father, mentors, and one specifically travels a long distance place to fulfill their desires. Not necessarily for a career or, to live somewhere permanently, but to fulfill their desires, they have to travel a long distance. Now, like I said, this is only just moon in the 9,000 Taurus I'm talking about. I'm not talking about any malefic impacts here. Because malefic impacts can make this particular moon extremely promiscuous. One could even have affairs with their gurus and teachers. Whenever somebody would travel with malefic influences on this moon, they can have affairs. They suddenly have this urge to express and seduce something. So it's a big difference. And if, let's say, this moon is very positive, then just remember the term that I was using in the beginning of this video, that they're going to be obsessed with wanting to know about higher divinity. But if it's malefic, one can get obsessed about someone and they can travel a long distance to attain that thing. And especially in the ninth house, one can become highly seductive, with malefic impacts. Because one has the wisdom how to seduct. The wisdom of seduction is there. Otherwise, these people make excellent writers, excellent publishers. But one thing is for sure, in this particular ninth house, one definitely seeks pleasure through divinity, pleasures through traveling, pleasures through material plane. Like the material, realistic knowledge is more important than anything else. Like they want to use the divinity, they want to use religious knowledge and occultic knowledge for practical purposes. They don't want to just ascend to some higher place because the mind is too much bound with the earthly energy. Mind is too much bound with the earthly energy. And obviously also shows that father would have loved speculative gains, sports betting, and specifically even like wanting to win things in auction. Okay. So anyway, guys, this was my analysis of Moon in the 9th house in the sign of Taurus. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And if you want to know where your moon is placed, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, all the astrological details for that, check out the links here in the shop section. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.